on the last years, and he reminds me of two specific players. Like he really reminds me of Fur and of Stu2K. Now, when it comes to Fur, it's because there's a lot of matches and a lot of moments where he's just going to take over what's going to do, and that's it. Doesn't matter what you think the macro is. Doesn't matter if he sees opportunity and he thinks he has the right read, he's going to go for the play, and that's very, very important. For example, giving an example, we won 12-3 against the Mongols, and then we had one round to finish the game, and they came back 12-12. Like it was literally super complicated. They came back 12-12. First gun round, he already doing some exquisite micro outside. He's going secret with no smokes, and he's bringing he's taking the responsibility in his hands so much and helping the team to get around that changed everything. And it's out of the IGL scope. It's just personality-wise. That's the same I had with Fear as well in the past. Like Fear would be sometimes reading the game and just not respecting what's expected to do and just having his own ideas and making it work. And that brings a level of unpredictability to a team that makes you like really difficult to play against. So that's fair. That's first point. And I think the second point that I really like to play with him in terms of Stu2K that I think really resembles me is the macro understanding. Like he's able to tell words for people during rounds and during practice and during preparation that he's going to coordinate not only his game but others around him. And Stu2K was very good at that too. So Yekindar is very, very, very good, and it's been a joy to play with him because he has both the best of both worlds from different players that I know. It's great to see. And Molodoy, exactly as you mentioned, I think you described it pretty well. There's just so many micro peak performances that he has on every single aspect that is just beautiful to see. And it's one of the things that really got me excited about him. When I played against him at first, it was just a practice on Mirage. We were doing like a 3 mid 2A T-side thing. He cleared 3 mid, jumping on the con box and killed the apps guy in less than 7 seconds.
Okay.
Like boom, 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 jump con, boom. Suddenly 1v5, bro. The guy just in 7 seconds killed 4 of us with the AWP in a row. And I was like, there's something different. Nobody can hit shit like that. Nobody can. It doesn't matter if it's just a practice or not. But if our scene here is not a one-time thing, this guy's insane. And then we kept playing the match, and you could see that he was stretching the margins a lot on some situations. He was making us very uncomfortable. And then, of course, you guys watch, you can see the resemblances from other players, and as a player, you can feel the presence as well in the server. And then you only feel those kind of things from very few players. So when you're playing against a guy who is making sure the presence is noted and is stretching every margin, you're like, there's something different in this guy. And then we played another practice with him, same thing, and I was like, holy shit, this is the next guy. I wasn't even considering change role at the time. I just mentioned to the guys like, this kid is very good. He's the next shit. And then when I was playing against the Spirit Academy, a few months before, maybe a year before, still in Imperial, 1 or 2 years before, I was playing against Donk in Spirit Academy, and he hits me a Deagle shot on Nuke T-side. I was alping orange on Nuke, and he goes T-red. Boom. And I was like, this guy either is hacking or is something out of the world. Like nobody kills me like that. Like, that's not usual. And then later, Donk shows up. So those kind of feelings you don't get really much when playing CS in practice. You don't really get this sense so many times. So that's why when I had this feeling, I told Gary, he was coaching, I think, at the time, I was like, this is the next kid. And then we decided to make a change because team wasn't working, and I was really, at some point, you gotta really try to self-analyze yourself and see maybe it's not working because I cannot make it work anymore in my department. Like what if I could be owning a different department? And then the coach people in Furia was like, I think you have just too many roles right now. You just cannot do it all of them at the same time anymore. It's just a fact, And I was literally thinking about stopping my career and all those things. They're like, we need to start preparing your department from Furia because you now have the IGL role, you have the ALP role, and if you leave, like, who the fuck are we gonna get? And I always say, like, who is the next Brazilian ALPer that's gonna come and do all those things Molodoy is doing? I even said in other interviews, no disrespect to Faith and KZ, I think they might get to this level at some point, and I'm cheering for them, but they're just not there all those times I'm playing because many of the times I was playing against them in home games, Brazilian games, I couldn't feel this presence, like I'm playing against a guy who apparently I can just keep to the same level. So why would I give the LP to someone else? I have given the LP to ZKK before back in the days. I don't know if you guys remember that. I had made the same transition before. And ZKK was the best sorcerer player in Brazil for the ALP as well. So I just did, with ZKK, I felt like the presence, I knew that he was good. So it made sense. So in the end, it wasn't too clear for me to really think about this idea because I never really had a perfect ALPer that I was like, bro, this guy's the next shit. I got to give it to him. And then when Gehi told me all those things and Sid told me those things, I was like, there's only one guy I know from playing the games that I think is the next one. And then it was Molodoy, you know. And then I'm glad that Furia made it happen. I'm glad that he accepted as well, you know, because it was a big challenge. And yeah, he's the real deal, bro. I think he's the next one. I think he's the next big one. And as long as he keeps working and we got a good people around him, I think he can go much further.
RUMO AOS.